it seems to me that contingency arguments, at most will get you to some kind of necessary existence. But if you were to kind of take it, I guess the full conclusion of contingency arguments will get you to theism. But it still seems like the gap between theism and any one religion is extremely big, extremely wide.
See, the issue with the contingency argument is that it just seems to entail necessitarianism.
Exactly. That was just
in the classical form, right? And even if you take like a non-classical form of the PSR, like you say, like every contingent fact has a necessary precondition or something like that. Not a sufficient condition, but just like a necessary condition. Okay, fine, but the issue with that is you can't actually have like a big conjunctive contingent fact, because of Cantorian concerns.
What do you mean you can't?
Because it causes a Cantorian paradox.
Yeah, but generally philosophers agree that you could put aside set theoretic concerns and use these concepts just heuristically to get to a certain understanding. I mean, so I don't know.
Well, if you want to sit, okay, but then you're agreeing that you can't actually have a big conjunctive fact, a contingent fact. You're just gonna have a big conjunctive contingent fact for only some contingent truths, but not all, right? Like a very small percentage of them, like what somebody might call like atomic truths. But see,
you're still keeping the Cantorian concerns in mind when, again, I'm saying generally philosophers just there are philosophers who agree that you can put aside the Cantorian concerns and use the concept of these like sets and collections and stuff heuristically and see where it takes you. I mean, or you can avoid the language of sets and collections altogether. So there are different ways of phrasing it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, you could try to find it or phrase it another way. But yeah. You are gonna have contrastive facts that have no explanation. If you take contingency.
Yeah, if you're gonna. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, that's related to the PSR, right? And whether explanations like necessarily have to be contrastive, what you think about like partial explanation and stuff like that. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot to be said there, of course.
My question would be, does the contingency argument refers to cosmology or to ontology? Because sometimes we confuse those two.
No, ontology, right? It's not talking about just the universe, the observable universe.
Because it's supposedly to be a cosmological argument. Isn't that right?
No, but cosmological here, really, it doesn't talk about the actual universe. It's called a cosmological argument, but it's not actually talking about cosmology.
Oh.